Hi, beautiful. Welcome to A Course in Miracles. We're reading in the text, chapter 14, Teaching for Truth. And we are in section 3, the decision for guiltlessness, paragraph 16. Say to the Holy Spirit only, decide for me, and it is done. For his decisions are reflections of what God knows about you. I just love this so much. I love this so much. I want to tell you why I love this so much. His decisions are reflections of what God knows about you. Wow. When we say to the Spirit, decide for me, it's coming from a source of infinite wisdom that knows you on every layer and level of your being. So you couldn't get a better answer. If we leave it up to the human mind, or worse, the ego, our fear structures, to decide for us, we're going to get in a big old mess. If you leave it up to the Holy Spirit, that perfectly sees every layer and level of your being, you're going to get a really great answer that's going to end up bearing fruit. And even if it seems counterintuitive, and even if it takes a little while for that fruit to ripen into maturity, it will happen. See, the ego wants us to always pick the fruit too early, so it's just a hard little stone and tastes bitter, or not pick it at all and it goes rotten and falls off the tree. But the Holy Spirit will tell you the exact right moment to pick the fruit. And in this light, error of any kind becomes impossible. Why? Would you struggle so frantically to anticipate all you cannot know? Let's pause and say and ask ourselves that. Why? Why are we frantically trying to anticipate the future? Like, what's going to happen? Is he going to like me? Or maybe, is my boss going to fire me? Oh, shoot, am I going to get that promotion? We don't know. Let's give our poor little minds a break and be like, I don't know, but I trust the flow. And what I cling to, I let go. That's a mantra I use a lot when I catch my human mind spinning in circles. What about this? What about that? What if, what if? It's like, I don't know. But I do know everything's going to be okay, and that everything is okay. Why would you struggle so frantically to anticipate all you cannot know when all knowledge lies beyond every decision the Holy Spirit makes for you? Learn of his wisdom and his love, and teach his answer to everyone who struggles in the dark, for you decide for them and for yourself. How gracious it is to decide all things through him, whose equal love is given equally to all alike. He leaves you no one outside you, and so he gives you what is yours, because your Father would have you share it with him. In everything, be led by him, and do not reconsider. I'll pause here and say, I was out hiking early in the morning a few years ago, and I got lost, and I prayed for guidance. I was like, should I turn left or right? And Spirit told me very clearly, go right. So I went right, and then I got further down. I was like, I don't think this is it. So I double backed, and I got more lost. And then Spirit said, Rebecca, this isn't a big deal. You're going to get home. But think about how many times you double back on guidance and get more lost. And then here's the kicker. When I finally did make my way out, it was exactly the way Spirit told me to go, to turn right. And if I would have kept going, I would have come to the end of the trailhead, exactly where I was trying to get. But I was too scared to follow the guidance because my ego thought I knew better. My human mind thought I knew better than Spirit. That's kind of just a silly, maybe unimportant example, but it did illustrate the point to me. How often do I double back on guidance? And right here, this is so profound. It says, in everything be led by him and do not reconsider. Trust him to answer quickly, surely, and with love for everyone who will be touched in any way by the decision, and everyone will be. Would you take unto yourself the sole responsibility for deciding what can bring only good to everyone? Would you know this? Let's pause here and admit, no, of course we don't know what will only bring good to everyone. There's another line in A Course in Miracles that says, you who can barely handle your own life, why are you trying to control the universe? And I'm like, touche. Snap. You taught yourself the most unnatural habit of not communicating with your Creator, yet you remain in close communication with Him and with everything that is within Him, as it is within yourself. Unlearn isolation through His loving guidance and learn of all the happy communication that you have thrown away but could not lose. So it's interesting. Let's pause here and say, it's saying you can throw it away, but it'll just keep coming. So you have to just keep throwing it away and wasting that. Or you can finally go, I'm not throwing this away anymore. I'm going to treasure it. Whenever you are in doubt what you should do, think of His presence in you and tell yourself this and only this. He leadeth me and knows the way which I know not. Yet He will never keep from me what He would have me learn. And so I trust Him to communicate to me all that He knows for me. Then let Him teach you quietly how to perceive your guiltlessness, which is already there. Wow. We're taught in A Course in Miracles that if we could apply even a single principle from this big book, a single principle, we would be in heaven. Why would you struggle so frantically to anticipate all you cannot know, when all knowledge lies behind every decision the Holy Spirit makes for you? Also, I want you to know you're doing great. You do listen to the Spirit, probably much more than you realize, and you are well on your way. Thank you. I love you so much. Thanks for being here.